Okay, so this is gonna be a bit of a different video than I usually do. Just because I heard that there is indeed probably an interest in how to make a Discord server for new VTubers, because a friend, Mimo, thanks again, told me there is a huge, or that it often happens that people won't know how to do a Discord server, and for new VTubers that also just started with streaming, it can be a hard time figuring out Discord itself. And since I personally have a lot of experience in making Discord servers for myself and for others, I thought I would do this little tutorial just on how to set up a basic server. Now, if you want me to help you and have questions, you can join my Discord server, which I will use as an example here with a link in the description. Or I also offer Discord servers over my commission page on Ko-Fi. Also, link is in the description. Now I also have a Discord bot, but that's offline right now. But I'm not gonna cover how to make a Discord bot in this video. So now, what do I have? I have a basic server. We have our joins channel, we have our leaves channel, we have where all the boosts go, and I personally also added a donation where I can list all donations and memberships, etc. We have a server info channel where it's all about the rules, where they can get roles, even though I enabled onboarding now. I will talk about that later. We have a channel where I can make polls. I listed all my stream commands for the bot and what goals I have. I added a small section where I listed resources where they can support me, and also a little financial planning, etc. Announcement where I can tell the people what's going on in this, like what's new in the server changes, etc. Where they can get notified by a bot, in my case, whenever I upload a video or do a stream. Since I also do programming, I also have one for my programming. And for members also get access to behind the scenes or exclusive content. And then I also have a channel for giveaways. We have the general chatting thing going on, just the general chat, media, memes, etc. Like the usual. I think most of you already know how Discord servers are set up. We also have voice channels and supported chats for memberships. I also have set up a suggestion thing. I'm not sure if I will cover that, because I just want to show you in this one how to do really a basic one that just fulfills all your needs. And then I of course have the staff area for moderators and myself. So how do you want to get started when making a Discord server? Well, of course, you first have to go down to the bottom page on your left bar with all the servers listed and click on this plus sign that says Add a Server. As soon as you click on that, it will open up a window, and I suggest you click on Create My Own, because for everything else, Discord kinda gives you a pre-made layout, and if you want to do a professional Discord server or more or less professional, you will have to delete that anyways to set it up correctly. Then you can just say for club or community, give it a name. I'm gonna call it example. You can upload something. For example, I could upload here. Doesn't really matter. Or like for you it does matter, for me it doesn't. And then you just click on create. Now it takes a moment, and this is now the basic server template. You see, you get a category for text channels and one for voice channels. We both have a channel general, one a text and one a voice. You want to go and click on this edit channel sign here, like the little cogwheel. That's everything you need to configure on a channel. You do over that, and you just click delete channel there, and you just click delete channel there. Now also the categories, you can right click them and say, like here, right click and say delete category. We don't want that yet. Okay, now you have an empty server. What you can do is already create, I would suggest you do those without anything. You just make one for joins. You can create another channel where you do the leaves, and then maybe an additional one for the server boosts, like this. Now those are your channels on what's going on in the server. Whenever someone joins, we will send a message here. Whenever someone leaves, we send a message here. Whenever someone boosts the server, we send a message here. Now we go to server settings. Okay, we click there. Example, this is the server name, and it has this little arrow. We click there, and we go to server settings. Here you have a lot of stuff which might be scary on first sight, but don't worry, I will lead you through everything you want to know. Now here you could also change the server name and upload a new image for the server icon. We will be ignoring that for now. It's only if you want to do changes to the name or icon after. Now there is this point called System Messages Channel, and we want to send it to boosts. This is a channel selection, and we have the channel boosts. We want it there. And this basically, like you can see here, sends the standard Discord messages when someone joins, etc. We want to tick everything off except send a message when someone boosts this server. This is the message you also saw in my Discord. Whenever someone boosts your server, it will send a message to that channel automatically by Discord. So we enable that and set it to our boost channel. If you want to do that in general, that's also fine, or in any other channel. Just know it's best if you disable everything except send message when someone boosts the server, and to select the correct channel up here. That is all you need to know. Unless you of course want to do something else, then you're free to do that. I just always do it like this because I want to use custom embed messages for joins and leaves, but we will come to that later. Then we have default notification settings. Please, for the love of your community, set this to only mentions. Basically, what happens if you have it to all messages is that whenever someone sends a message in your server, doesn't matter who, doesn't matter in which channel, it will ping every user that there is a new message in the server. This setting is fine for small servers, for a team, etc. But for a community, I always do only add mentions. Now if you want, you can be spicy and set the show boost progress bar. This basically just shows which boost level your server is on and how much more boosts it needs to advance to the next level. If you don't know what Discord server boosts are, it's basically people can spend money on boosts or use the free boosts from Nitro to boost your server and give it unique benefits, for example, a server banner background. But this is mostly in advanced server creation. When you actually get those boosts, you don't have to worry before you actually get the benefits. Then you see carefully unsafe changes. Discord tells us we have changed settings in this category and that's fine. We want those changes, so we click on save changes. Easy. As easy as that. I still hope my model doesn't block anything. Yeah, if you have any questions, you can always ask me. Then if you're already in this, you might want to go to roles. Now this is where all those Discord roles are managed. And you see you have an add everyone default permission. You can, for a simple server, you can leave this to the same. And you can just say create role. This will create a new role here. You can then name it to something like member or whatever you want your members to be called. And if you want, you can also assign it a special color, for example this. Then what you want to do, if it's best if you do like a member role, and then what you want to do is also enable this. Display role members separately from online members. You want to tick this. Allow anyone to add mention this role, keep this off. Just keep this off by default. Click on save changes, of course, like this. Now it basically just takes add everyone's permissions. Basically permissions stack. But yeah, mostly not worry about that, just leave add everyone how it is and add an add member, which will then be purely cosmetical most of the time. Then you also want to create a new role and you can arrange how it's set. Now this defines how high the role is in the hierarchy. So if a role is higher, it is basically stronger and will override the previous one if you enable this setting in where it's shown and always in the color. So we can of course, for example, do this something like admin, set it to something like this, or no, let's make green. And here we say display role members separately from online members. This. Now this will be our admin role. So basically people we want to give control over the community and over the server. Now this one of course has different permissions from a normal member. And how do we do that? We go into this one here, where it says permissions. In this permissions tab, we see there's a lot. If you're gonna do a mod, you will have to decide yourself. But I would suggest if you start out, just get 1 or 2 admins, and if the server starts to grow, start to worry about mods. But like for now, you kind of only need an admin role. And for that, you can actually just go all the way down and enable administrator. This will, and of course save changes. This will tell Discord that everyone with this role, this admin role, is actually an administrator, and give them full administrator access to your server. They can create channels, create categories, edit channels and categories, kick members, ban members, timeout members, all of that. Please only give this role to people you can trust. If you can't trust someone, don't give them this role, because they will be able to do with your server what the fuck they want. If they want to delete all the channels, they can do that. If they want to kick all the members one by one, they can do that. If they want to create a role that's called poop and give it to everyone, they can totally do that. Only give this to trusted users. And now you're the boss of the Discord, so we make another role, move it up there, and we just have our owner role, give it a little bit of another color, or let's make purple, and also say display role members separately from online members. Now, you as an owner already have full permissions, of course. This one is also purely cosmetical and just adds to the overall style of your server. Now, when you have done that, you can go out, you can click on yourself, you can add owner to you, and you see the display changes to owner. Okay, now I actually forgot one, which we will use later, and this is the bot role. You want to make a bot role, and I normally make it white because it's a neutral color and it's clearly distinguishable. I like making my bots white. You can change this to whatever you want. You can also make it yellow, purple, etc. I just suggest you do this, put it above the members role, and say display role members separately from online members. As easy as that. You don't need to give this one extra permissions or anything. Now we have this. Now we can also add more channels here now that we have all the roles configured. But before we add more channels, we still haven't really set up these channels. Now what we want in these channels is we want people to be able to see them but not write, because these ones should be exclusively for join, leave and boost messages, and not someone telling about their day like this. We don't want that. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna click on the cogwheel here again that says edit channel, and we will also in here switch to the tab permissions. And in the tab permissions we will have the add everyone role already selected as default. So we scroll down in here in these things and we go for here, send messages, and put that to deny. Now if you want to see if what you set up is correct, you can go to your roles page. For example, click here on member and say, click on the three dots and say view server as role. This one makes it extremely easy to tell if your role is set up correctly, because it will simulate you having only this role. You can also select more roles or take them away, however you want. This shows you what the user sees when they have the roles you have selected. Pretty useful, and it's basically mostly to check if you have set it up correctly if you're unsure. And we can see in the leaves channel we can normally write messages, but in the setup joins channel you do not have permission to send messages in this channel. Exactly what we want. People will be able to see the messages in the channel but won't be able to add their own. Exactly what we want. If you're done in this, you can select disable in the top right corner. Now you go to the leaves and you do the exact same thing. Click on the cogwheel that says edit channel, go to permissions, scroll down till you have send messages and denied. And you do the same for your boost channel. Oh, whoops. Send messages. There we go. Good. Now you want a category where you can put in everything you have for your server. So I'm just gonna make a category and call it info. Now, since you have a category for this, you can right click the category and say edit category. And here you also have the option permissions. The permissions you set in the category settings are the same for every channel in the category. This is really everything in one place. And you also go down there and disable send messages for add everyone. So now here you can have your rules channel, for example, or a small welcome messages for the newcomers. You will want, if you're a VTuber, you also of course want a category for announcements. Now in this category you can edit this category the exact same way. Edit category after doing a right click, go to permissions and say create send messages to off. There we go. Then you can make something like server announcements, or YouTube announcement in my case, because I do everything over YouTube, so this is the channel I want. But we're not done with creating channels. Now we want a new category and we call this general. Now here we can add, of course, our general chat. We can add memes chat. We can add a media chat. Maybe a fan art chat. Gaming. Just a bunch of stuff there where people can actually write. We will also make a new category for the voice chats, and also add something like general voice chat, and for example also gaming voice chat. Now, most importantly, you just want these categories. What you have in those categories is completely up to you. If you don't want a fan art thing in there, it's fine. You can also create multiple categories and put stuff in there. I just suggest you have voice channels and text channels separately, and you have channel permissions set up for the ones you don't want people to write in. Now you basically have that. And you can also create a category for staff members. And if you want to do that, you can say private category. Now this will, instead of creating it, it will open this. And it will ask you, what do you want to add? All these roles will then have access to this channel. We can just select owner and bot because admin is already an administrator and won't show up. Administrators won't show up in this menu because they already have access. Administrator permissions already gives access to all channels. So we just say create category and then maybe make a staff general You might also want like a bot setup channel. And maybe a voice chat. This, if you have a staff channel, it's acceptable to have the staff voice chat in the staff channel. That's completely fine. Now this will be, we can like see how it looks for a member. Now a new member joins your thing and he sees this. He cannot write in any of those channels because that's where only you want to write in. He can send messages to those channels in here and he can connect to those. And the staff channel isn't there at all. Doesn't see it, doesn't have it, can't write, join, see, or anything. Good. Now we basically have everything set up here. And what we can do now is add bots. And for that I can just go to my own. And what I always, if you're searching for bots, there's a pretty good website called top.gg. On top.gg you have a list of all possible bots. But what I want to do is I want to invite Zira to my server. So you will have an invite link, and if you click an invite link for a bot, you will have this window. This tells you what the bot can do in your server. And you can click down here to have a list of all servers you can add it to. For me, that would be example, and you just select the server you wanted to add. So example, click on next. You want to keep this all checked and click authorize. And you see the bot is now on our server and we can give it the bot role. Now Zira is very easy to set up, and if we go and search for Zira bot, you will also see they have a whole website with everything you want to know with a guide. You even have a full-on documentation on how you do everything, and it's very well. We can go back to our server. We have a bot set up. So we can now type in / and this is an application command. So it will list us everything we need. And for Zira, we want autorole / autorole add. Then we say we want it for bots. Here you can select if it should count for users or bots. I want to first go with bots, and then we say bot. Oh, okay, yeah. For Zira, you also have to put the Zira role here above everything you want it to be able to add because of how Discord works. Discord will only let people add roles that are below their highest role. So if Zira has the Zira role, which is automatically assigned, it can only now add bot and member. So we run this again, autorole add, we say bots and bot. Now every time a bot will join, it will be automatically given the bot role. What we did for Zira manually, it will now do automatically. Just makes your life easier, and you can also do /autorole add users and select your member role. So now every time someone joins, they will get the member role. As easy as that. Now join messages are a bit more complicated. If you have join messages, you can, with Zira you can do two things. You can either do an embed message which is like this, where you have this little bar on the side, this little background, a header and some text like here. If you have a normal message, it would just be like if you wrote it like this. I personally prefer embeds. We have to also select the channels, of course. We can actually do that before I show you that. So we say /log logs join, and we want logs join set /logs join set, and we set it to our joins channel, which basically tells the bot, hey, every time you send a join message, send it to this channel here, which is our joins channel. There we want it. Now we also have to do this for the leaf. So /logs leaf set, and we set it to the leaves channel. Now we are here, and what they have is you can just search for Sierra embed builder if you want an embed message. Message embed builder. This will open up this. Then you can select the color, and you can select the title, for example, welcome. I would recommend you just do like, you just use this, and this field. And if we scroll down here in the join, we have placeholders. If we do mention, so if we now do this $mention $joined, it will replace this $mention with an add mention of the user we selected. As easy as that. And then we can also, for example, what I always like to do is a member count, and we then go back here and like we do $member count put it in there. We can then click on generate JSON. We can copy everything either by doing it like this or clicking copy JSON. Go back to Discord, say /logs join add. Now we have logs join add, and we say JSON embed because it's an embed message. If you want to do a normal one without the whole code, you can just do text, but I go with the nicer looking way of a JSON or like of an embed message. And then on the content you just paste what you have there. If you send it now, you see success. This means it has been registered and will tell. Now we want to go back there, yes. And now we can, for example, change the color to red. Say, instead of welcome, say goodbye. And then exchange join to left. Of course, you can make this message whatever you want. This is your decision. You just need this JSON code if you want it to be an embed. Then you say /logs leave add, because this is when someone leaves. Say JSON embed, paste everything you have copied, like this, and boom, now it is registered. Now this is the first bot we want to add for a simple server. It handles our joins messages, it handles our leaves messages, and it puts in the roles, so it also handles those. Now what we have is, I also have a bot on my server called Sapphire. We can say add to server, visit site, then we can select our example server, click authorize. Yes, we are human. And it will automatically lead us to the dashboard. Now here we can click login with Discord, like this, authorize, boom. Now here we will be able to set the bot up without always using commands, which is pretty cool. Some bots use an online dashboard, some don't. It just makes your life easier if it has, because now we can of course go under social notifications. Here. This is where we will see if we have posted anything. Now, but if we go back to the server, to the example server, there is no joins message. I think, yeah, under permissions you just want to select bot and send messages. Click this. You want to allow bots to send messages there. I forgot. I'm sorry, it's like such an automated process for me by now that I sometimes forget things. But I just like instantly do them, and now I have to explain it, and I hope I do a good job. I don't know. I really hope I do a good job explaining this. If not, please tell me and I can try to clear up any confusion. Yeah, you will need to allow it to send messages to there. Just like for the YouTube announcement, you want it to be able to, you want to allow, yeah, you can just click on this plus sign here, select the bot role, and select send messages to yes. This is how you add them. And I suggest you do a new role where you just say YouTube notif or stream notif. This is the role people can select when they want it. This is the role people will get pinged over. If they have it, they get a ping. If they don't, they don't. This just lets you handle everything so much nicer. You don't have to activate this because we don't want this to be seen by anyone. We just click on Save Changes because this is purely for the ping, nothing else. And under here, we can, for me it would be Wolfen Tank International. And it wants me to grab my, of course. You want to get your channel link. You want to get your channel link here, or at least this part of the link, whatever comes after channel, and you want to put it there. Click on confirm. Is this the YouTube channel you want to add? It's my YouTube channel, Wolfen Tank International, so yes, confirm. And now we can click on Save Changes. Now it will do this. We can click on the cogwheel here, and we can say no roles added, ping roles here, and we can click on the plus sign and say, where is it? Okay, let me reload the site. And click here on YouTube Notif. Save that, and on no channel set, we can click on there and we can say YouTube announcements. That's it. Now it will send a message to this YouTube announcement chat every time you upload something over YouTube, or if you link your Twitch, it will do the same thing for Twitch. Yeah, there's also webhook, etc. You don't need that. You just need those settings to be confirmed on the Sapphire dashboard. Now that you have done this, you're almost ready. Now you want to have them to select the role. So we make a channel called roles. We can say permissions. Add the bot role, tell them they have permission, send messages like this. Then we can go back to our bot setup. Oh yeah. We go to we send /channel. For like quite some while, I think I did it recently, but currently I mostly work with onboarding, so. Which, by the way, if you want to do onboarding, if you don't know what that is, it's a feature with Discord that will basically lead people through the process of selecting roles and channels. I won't cover that in this video since it involves the community setting to be enabled on, which adds a whole new lot of customization to your Discord with new channels, etc. If you want me to cover that and other things, please leave a like and comment that you want to see it, because then I see that interest is there and I can react accordingly. Now what you want to do is you want to select a channel called roles. There you can add /message send. Then here you just put in do you want to be notified for a video /stream, or whatever you want to have as the message, and it will send that. Now what you can do then is you just go to oh yeah, we want to just /add, we want normal. Then you can select the emoji they have to react with, for example this beautiful check mark, and you can select the role that you want to give, for in this case YouTube Notif. Boom. That's all. And now you have this message with this reaction emoji. If you click this emoji, you see we get the YouTube Notif role. If we take this away, we lose the role. Now yeah, as long as they have this selected, they will have the role, and as soon as they don't, they don't. This is the easiest way to set up your server. It doesn't have a lot to it, but it's your start. From here you can expand and add new things, tweak a bit, or for example, enable this scary feature called community. Yeah, if you like this and you want me to cover the whole community feature thing and more advanced techniques to set up your server and to what you can add, what that is more advanced, please like and tell me in the comments. If not, then I would say this is it for this tutorial. I hope I did a good job explaining. If not, you can reach out to me over my Discord, over my Twitter. Doesn't really matter, just reach out to me. Or in the comments, put a question in the comments. I will answer. And if you really don't want to do all of this, you can check my commissions page. So yeah, thank you all for watching. Take care of yourself. Have a nice day.